significant subjects include polity, governance, social justice, security, and disaster management. He has trained over 4,500 plus students in his past 4 years of experience. So, sir, I would like to ask you, the most common question which comes to every UPSC aspirant's mind is what exactly is the structure of the exam and what are its timelines and what is it that UPSC expects from an aspirant?
Sure, sure. First of all, good afternoon to all of the students who have joined this very intelligent session. So, as you have asked about the structure of the examination, so it has three different parts. The very first thing is about the prelims examination. In the prelims examination, there are many subjects. For example, polity, economy, geography, environment, science and tech, history, and current affairs. In the prelims examination, first of all, I will talk about that what is in the prelims, then I will move to the mains examination. So in the prelims examination, today there is a trend that most of the students are running for current affairs, that what to read, and how much I can read in the current affairs so that it will be very easy for me to clear the prelims examination. So for the thinking or for the students who have this in their mind, my sincere suggestion to them is if you are starting your preparation, then don't go for the current affairs. First of all, start with your basic subjects. And I count that there are only four basic subjects. That is polity, economy, and geography. And for the history part, I will suggest you better to go for better to go for the NCRT. That is class 6, 7, 8, 11, 10, 12. NCRT is very important for starting your preparation. And then yes, you can add on the spectrum book so that the content will become more rich and it will help you in clearing prelims and also in the mains examination. Now again, some of the students will ask question that, sir, why should we not read that Satish Chandra book and all and Bipin Chandra book and all with respect to the history? I will suggest that there are countless books which you can read, and I can give you a list of 10 books to read on the history. But if you will start reading 10 books on the history, then you will never end up with your preparation. Okay. So in the history, first go with the NCRT. In the polity also, that is, there is a Bible called Lakshmikant, that is for the polity. So yes, you can go for the polity, but again, you should first read the NCRT books. And in NCRT, I will suggest that for the last 3 years, there has been a change in the trend because the question which UPSC is asking is of very different genre. And why I'm telling that this is from a very, very different zone? Because they are asking questions from the application of the polity. That is, you need to read the Democratic Politics 1 and Democratic Politics 2 of class 9th and 10th. And then Indian Constitution at work. Okay. Likewise, in the economy, there is only one famous book, and that is the alumni of your college, that is Vivek sir. So his book is well known for the economics, and there is no any book for the economics with respect to NCRT, and the reason is that the NCRT has not updated it, and most of the data that they are using is of past data. Okay. And also the content or the syllabus of the UPSC is not matching to the NCRT content. So this is on geography, I will say better to go with the NCRT only. No need to read any book of geography. 6 to 12 if you can read, then it's fine. If you cannot read 6 to 12, then better to read 6, 7, 11, 12. Okay. And then with the current affairs, obviously, if you are in the fourth year of your preparation, then yes, basically if you are in the fourth year of your engineering, then yes, you can start reading the current affairs. And for that also, I will say that better to read your newspaper, okay, rather than looking into that, okay, this material is available in the market, I will read this, I will read that. This will unnecessarily lead to the wastage of your time. So better to stick to the newspaper. So now in the prelims examination, if I will come to the pattern of the examination as you are asking. So in the prelims examination, more than 3.5 lakhs, or I will say 4 or 5 lakhs of the students are sitting for the prelims examination. And not more than 12,000 people are being selected by the UPSC. And the number is decreasing, okay? When I was preparing in 2016, 17, then it was 16,000, and later on it starts decreasing, and today it is approximately about 11,000, 12,000. So in the prelims examination, better to focus upon the analytical part, that the application part, how you can apply the polity, how you can apply the economic concept, how you can apply the geographical concept. And the question which UPSC is asking is not tough, but the options which they are preparing is very tough. You might have understood that what point I want to make, that the question is not tough. It means that you don't need to read n number of books. But the option is complex. It means that you need to focus upon building your concept and it's strengthening your application part. Okay. So in the prelims examination, if you are getting 100 marks or 102 or 103, you are in the safe zone. Looking into last 2 or 3 years, but it may change this time and it may change anytime. Okay. So once you clear your prelims examination, okay, by focusing upon these aspects and these particular subjects, then the next battle will begin, and this battle will be of Battle of Panipat. Because why I am telling that this is a Battle of Panipat, it is because the mains examination will decide that whether you will be in the list or not. And obviously, the marks of interview will decide that whether you will be in the first 500, first 100, and first 50. It will be decided by the interview marks. So again, in the mains, the structure is like this, that you need to do the rigorous answer writing. But the rigorous answer writing is possible only if you have a very good content. And here I will say that you need someone to guide you. In prelims, yes, if you are very intelligent, you can manage. And if you are intelligent and hardworking, then also you can manage. And if you are only hardworking, then also you can manage with the help of the teacher and the mentor. But in the mains examination, no matter what is your background, what is your academic qualification, what is your cognitive skill, what is your intellectual capability, it does not matter. What matters there is that whether you have put your labor in the study or not, or whether the answer, whether you have the skill of writing the answer, deconstructing the question. Basically, the engineer have a very good and a very bad habit. I am also engineer. So we have a very good habit of reading all the things in a night. And we have a very bad habit, or we can say that we have zero skill. I am using the word zero skill. It may hurt the engineers, but yes, we have the zero skill in writing. Okay. In analyzing, we are good. But when we are asked to write something, then we fail. And here, the problem starts. So, mains is more about the answer writing, and answer writing in the sense that whether you are understanding the keywords of the question or whether you are writing as per the demand of the question or not. So in the mains examination, there are 4 papers: GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. Now GS1 has 3 important parts. First is history, second is geography, and the third is Indian society. Now what happens? Then most of the student feels that why to read Indian society? I am the part of the society and I know each and everything about the society. But here, that is the reason that the students are not getting more than 100 marks in GS paper 1. So the GS paper 1, you will have to focus on Indian society also, because it is not the part of prelims examination, but it is the part of the mains examination. Now coming to GS paper 2, there are again 3 parts, and I will say 3 or 4 parts you can say. First is polity, the second is governance and social justice, and the third is international relations. And in GS paper 3, there are 4 parts. First is economy, second is science and tech, third is environment, and the last one is internal security. And in GS paper 4, it is about the ethics. So in ethics, 125 marks of the question comes from the theory part of the ethics, that is the deontological theory, ontological theory, that's and the quote of the thinkers and all. And 125 marks of the question is covered in the case study. And there in the case study, the UPSC will judge you that what do you think and whether there is a conformity in your thinking and in your action or not. So GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 is a part of the mains examination. Now obviously once you clear the mains examination, you will be called for the interview and then you will wait for your name in the holy PDF which was published yesterday for the CSE 2020. So this is all about the structure.
Okay, sir. So the second question is, sir, when is the right time to start preparation for UPSC? Should we start it in the first year of engineering itself, or should we wait till third year, fourth year, or what if we want to do 1 year of job and then we want to appear for UPSC? So
Sure.
when is the exact time?
Okay. As you mentioned that we should start your preparation, or should we start our preparation in the first year or not? I will say bluntly no. Okay. Most of the students who are hearing me may sound it weird that why and how the sir can tell that we should not start the preparation in the first year. First year is the golden period of your life. Enjoy the year. Enjoy the process. You are in IIT, you are doing your engineering from a prestigious organization, then don't spoil the life of the first one or the first second year of your engineering. You have cleared your JEE and you are there. So enjoy the process of engineering. No need to start your preparation. Second year also you enjoy. Enjoy का meaning बहुत अलग अलग होता है, but enjoy it. Okay, enjoy the process of engineering. But when it comes to third year and sixth semester, and if you are thinking for the preparation of IAS, then go for that. And that is the best time to start your preparation because this examination demands 2 years from you. 2 years or 1.5 years from you. You might have heard on your Instagram, on the social media network, ki one just clearing the graduate, one has cleared the UPSC and all. This is not the magic. Okay, I know most of the students that they are in the news because they have cleared in the first attempt. They have cleared in the first attempt because they have invested 2 or 3 years in the preparation. So I will say third year is the best time to start your preparation. From the third year, start reading NCERT. Okay. And in the fourth year, that is if the time allows, then join the small modular courses. For example, the modular courses of economics and all, which you can do along with doing your engineering. But never set aside the engineering subjects for the sake of UPSC preparation. Try to maintain the balance. And therefore, I am telling third year is the best because there are 2 years where you can balance it. Okay.
And so, how do we start preparing for UPSC exam remotely? Like, if some students, they do not want to attend coaching classes, they want to do self-study, then how should they go about this examination? Because we have our engineering curriculum also. So, how should we balance these things?
Yes. That is a very correct question. That curriculum of engineering is very different. So if you are very good in mechanical and electrical and all, so you can take your subjects as an optional. But I know that largely and the majority of the engineer does not have a very sound understanding and the sound grip over their own subjects, which they think they can take as their optional. I can understand your problem. But again, I will say that if I am telling that you can start your preparation from the third year, then you will have an adequate time to make a balance. And yes, no need to go for coaching. Coaching is to guide you. Coaching cannot give you knowledge. Coaching is not a guarantee to clear the examination. Okay. So now, if you are doing your self-study, so for the first 3 months, try to complete all the NCERT and 50% of the Spectrum book of history and 50% of the Lakshmikant. This is the first thing which you will have to do in the first 3 months. After completing it, then move on to the mains understanding. That is, you have just a knowledge of history and polity and all. After that, you can start taking two subjects again, leaving aside history and polity. You can start with economics and the geography. Again, I told you that obviously you can read on you can read NCERT, and there is no need of coaching to where one can teach you NCERT. Okay, so you can do it on your own. So again, it will take 2 months. So now in the 5 months, you have completed economics, geography, and largely the polity and the history. So no need to go for the coaching. But yes, once you think that your base has been prepared, try to buy. Try to buy from the market any test series you can buy. For example, I will say that not to go for the prelims preparation, go for the mains preparation. Along with the mains preparation, prelims preparation, half of the prelims preparation is already done. So take, for example, there are too many coaching institutes. You can buy any material, that is any test series from the market that costs not more than 50 rupees. You can buy it. If you have read that particular thing, just go on writing this question. If you think that you are not writing good, then it's fine. But if you are writing anything that makes sense, then it means you are on the right track. So if you feel that you are on the right track, then no need to go for coaching. If you feel that after reading the things and after writing it, I am not on the right track, then try to take the help of coaching. And here coaching does not mean to invest lakhs under 2 lakhs of rupees. Coaching here means that join the answer writing program, because it will be the pillar of clearing the UPSC examination. Okay.
So there is this common stigma among us engineering students that we do not have any background about humanities subjects.
Sure.
So how do we approach this examination, which has a lot of syllabus from the humanities subject?
Okay. First of all, don't think that as an engineer you cannot read humanities. Humanities is something which is social in nature and which you people observe on a daily basis. For example, I had a political science as my optional, and I am from that border of Bihar and UP, and mostly the students from Bihar and UP, and mostly I will say all the students across the country have a little bit politics inside them, little bit politics, if not more. So a general inclination of the students will be towards the political science. So I am not telling that to take the political science as an optional, but you can buy one small book or one thin book. I will say there are too many books of the political science. Any book that is political theory, just buy it. 250 rupees and all you can buy. Read 3 or 4 chapters, and I can guarantee that you will enjoy, because this is the thing which you are observing on your daily basis. So once you will relate it, then it will be a fun for you to study. Now, for example, after reading 3 or 4 chapters of the political science, you think, no, this is not my zone. Then buy sociology books, 250 rupees again invest, and then read 3 or 4 chapters. Then obviously you will find your interest. So whenever you are choosing for your optional and whenever you are telling that sir, humanities is a stigma and all, I will say, if you have done your engineering, you can easily read any humanities. Any subjects you can easily read, be it political science, be it sociology. But I will say that today, nowadays, political science and sociology and anthropology, these are the 3 subjects which are too much, you can say, marks fetching subject. Okay. So most of the engineering graduates are taking this. But I feel that anthropology will not attract you that much. You may think I am a technical guy and therefore I will be more attracted towards the geography. Then also you can take the geography if you have interest. But if you don't have interest, then I can guarantee you that you will have interest in sociology or in political science. And it is very easy because you can relate it to it. For example, in engineering, you read about the thermodynamics and all. If you are not relating the thermodynamics about the temperature and about the temperature difference, then you will not understand thermodynamics. Most of the subjects song in the mechanical and you will not understand. पूरी 4 साल निकल जाते हैं, समझ नहीं आता क्या हुआ. Electrical and electronics engineering, there are most of the topics which we don't understand. So it is not that whatever you are reading, you are excellent in that. And whatever you have not read, you cannot do and you cannot read that. Don't think from this perspective.
So then what points should be kept in mind while selecting our optional? It is a very common question. Like, should we go for the engineering subjects only which we have studied during our course and curriculum, or should we go for the humanities subjects? Because one advantage is that if we study humanities subjects, our mains paper will get clear side by side. But at the same time, we have spent extra time studying these engineering courses. So what's your opinion about that?
If you will ask to my opinion, then I will say, if you are not excellent, I am not using the word very good. If you are not excellent in your engineering subjects, then don't take it as an option. It will neither help you in your GS and it may destroy you. Because if you are not excellent in the mechanical engineering and electrical engineering, then UPSC will not give you marks more than 200 and 250. This is the biggest demerit, I will say. And for the general, or if I will have to say in a very general terms, I will say better to take humanities subject because it will cover your GS paper also. For example, I had the political science as my optional. So I have never read GS paper 2 because I was well versed with the polity, constitution, international relations. So I will have to just invest 5 or 6 days on the governance side in the GS preparation. So it will help you a lot. For example, if you are taking sociology, then it will help you in GS paper 1. But if you will take anthropology, obviously it is not going to help you. But yes, it is a marks fetching subject, so people are taking it. So always try to find out that what will give you maximum benefit. Okay, this is a competition. You will have to just get 0.5 marks more than your competitor. That's all.
So, sir, can you please give us some general preference order about which subject fetches us the maximum marks and which subjects fetches the lowest marks, like a general order?
Okay. General observation is yesterday the result was published and 98 students from my institute, that is the institute majorly focusing upon the political science, have succeeded. So if you will look into 2015, 16, 17, for example, Tina Davi was with me when I was preparing. She was in my class. So for example, when we were preparing, at that time also the result of political science was 70 to 80%. 70 to 80 students were clearing the examination. And this time this is reaching to century, that is almost century. So, and also I will say why I am telling political science is good, though I don't teach political science, but I am telling because the political science will cover the GS paper 2 also. Okay, so it will save your time and it will increase your marks in GS paper 2 also. Second is, I will say sociology. Sociology is also marks fetching. Then I will say go for anthropology, and then I will say go for geography. Okay, because if you have the technical mind and all, then you can do good in geography also. So geography, this is the 4 subjects where you should focus upon. After that, you and God can decide that what you will do with your future and what the UPSC decides with respect to the particular subject. But my general preference will be these four subjects only.
So, and one thing I wanted to ask, that I heard from some counselors that there is this inherent advantage for those who have some job experience in the UPSC interview.
Yeah.
Like they prefer people with job experience. So, is this truth or it's just a myth, because it's not written anywhere in the rules that you need to have a job experience?
Sure. First of all, I think students are joined or have joined this session. Everything about the UPSC is a myth. Very clearly, I am telling everything about the UPSC which is not written is a myth. Obviously, there may be personal preferences of a member who is taking the interview, that he may think that okay, he is doing job and he is preparing along with his job, then he is a very laborious person and everything, it can come in the mind. So indirectly he may gain advantage. But if you will say that only the person doing job will be at advantageous position, then I will say no, this is partly right, partly correct statement. So yes, but one thing I will surely say to you, that is again a myth, but I don't believe that it is a myth, that if you are in the early age group, then you are at advantageous position. This is true. For example, if you are in the age group of 21 to 25, 25 to 27, 28, that is fine. But if you are reaching to 29, 30, then you are reducing your chance in the interview. That I have felt. Okay. That is again based on my experience. That may be myth, because in the start I said that everything about the UPSC which is not written is a myth.
So, and what would you give advice to people who want to do job for 1 year and then appear for UPSC? So, how should they go about the preparation? When should they start?
They should start preparation in the third year itself, because once you will be in the job, you will not find to do the preparation. But yes, if you want to go for the job, then go for the job for the first year, second year, and try to give one attempt. If you are making it in the one attempt, then it's fine. If you are not making it and very sure about the UPSC, then leave the job. And the advantage is that you have prepared a lot in your third and fourth year of your preparation. Then once you will leave the job, you can devote your entire energy and you don't need to make your base is already prepared. So this can be done. And in some of the cases we have observed that even doing the job, people are clearing the UPSC. It simply means that they have done a hard work in their third and fourth year of their engineering and the graduation. So that will help. Okay. And yes, doing the job will be an added advantage in your life also, I will say. So once you will do the job, then the ample opportunities of the life will be open for you. You will realize that what the life is all about. You will be too much practical in your life. That is required. Everything is not about the UPSC only. That is also required. So yes, if you are doing the job, then it's fine. If you are not doing the job and coming for the preparation after completing your graduation, then also you are welcome. There is not too much difference in that. I will not say not too much, but there is no any difference in that. It depends upon the personal preferences.
And so, about the current affairs, suppose we are reading a newspaper or some magazines, then how should we go about preparing the notes and all for that? What should be our strategy?
Okay. Strategy is, for example, if you are a new reader, so you may not be aware about what to read and what to write and what to make notes, how to make the notes. These are the simple questions which comes in the mind. For that, I will say that you can take the help. I'm not telling to join any institute and all. You can take the help. For example, you can take the help. You can take my help also. You can take help of Vivek sir also, because he is dealing in economics and I am mostly dealing with all the subjects, basically major subjects, I will say, quality, governance and all. So you can take our help. That, for example, analysis. First of all, if you are reading something, for example, any news on the international relations, you're not understanding it, then obviously you will go on the YouTube and you will go on finding the things on the net and all. So you can see someone has done the analysis on that part. For example, I usually do analysis on a daily basis on my Telegram channel. So just you can see that, okay, this is the news, and sir and someone, not me, anyone you can follow, that someone has do the analysis in this way. Now you will get a picture that, okay, this is the way through which I should make the notes. And if you like someone's analysis, for example, my analysis, for example, another teacher's analysis, you can just follow them. Okay, you can just follow them and can make the notes from their analysis also. It can be done. So I will say that yes, current affairs is a little bit problematic for the students. So better to take the help of the teacher in this regard, because yes, you are from the engineering. First few months will be a little bit difficult for you to get on that how to read the current affairs.
So, sir, can you please suggest us some websites or some magazines which we can use for preparation of current affairs? Like you
Sure,
told
sure.
us about how to prepare for mains, what all books are there, but can you give us some websites, magazines, and all for
Sure,
current affairs?
sure, Anushka. You can follow on the Telegram channel. You can follow our Telegram channel also. For example, my Telegram channel follow for quality, governance, and internal security and Indian society. You can follow Vivek sir channel for economics. So now, if you are following these two channels, then basically you are covering 60% of your syllabus. But again, I will suggest, if you are not following my channel, then it's fine. But follow only one channel which you like. Okay, whatever you like. It is not that join this channel, join that channel, join another channel. It will create it will basically lead to wastage of your time. So you can join this Telegram channel to look into the current affairs. And then if you want to read the magazine, then I will suggest that there are two magazines which are very popular. First is Insight magazine, and the second is Vision IS magazine. But again, if you will ask, sir, in दोनों में से कोई एक बता दो, then I will say Insight. Okay. So I will write in the chat box about the Telegram channel. If you can look into it, it may help you. And if you like, then it's fine. Otherwise, I will say any Telegram channel, join it. Okay, for the first few months so that you can have the understanding.
So now we'll take questions from the audience.
Sure.
So audience members, they can unmute themselves and ask their questions, but please unmute yourself one by one. Or you can type in the chat box and then I'll ask sir questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, like you were telling about coaching, right? So, coaching में like जेई में तो सर ऐसे standard coaching होती है, like there is like institutes बने हुए हैं उन्हीं में जाते हैं, like but UPS में like there are too many options I guess, sir. तो like और like mode भी काफी different like ऑनलाइन काफी चलने लगी है, प्लस स्टैंडर्ड दिल्ली में जो होती है वो तो है ही तो सर लाइक व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस इन कोचिंग एंड कौन सी लाइक अगर आप ऐसे अलाउड हो आपको तो कि मतलब कौन सी सही है ज्वाइन करना तो
देखो, that will be a little bit conflict of interest, but even after that I will tell you 2 or 3 big names, okay, and all are equally good. और बहुत ज्यादा मुझसे पूछने लगोगे, then I will tell you the benefits, pros and cons and all. So Baziram is a very good institute. Next IS is a very good institute. Okay. Third, Subra Ranjan is a good institute. Okay, this is my, therefore I will not tell very good. Okay, otherwise it will be conflict of interest. So these are the 3 institutes where you can join. Now, if you will ask for the pros and cons, then I will say that in Waziram, there are 500 to 600 students in a class. Then it will not be feasible for the teacher to take you down. It is very clear. Teacher will not entertain you. Okay? But there is a discipline. They will complete your entire subjects on the time. This is benefit. If you will join to the next IS, then most of the teachers from the Waziram have now started teaching in the next IS. Then the quality will be there. But I cannot tell about the about their efficiency because this time they have started. However, they have a very good teachers and they have a good numbers of students also. So next IS is also good. And the third is Subra Ranjan. Here there are only 4 or 5 teachers and one teacher is taking one subject on the time. And the benefit here is that the teacher will entertain you. This is the very basic benefit. So you can choose any one out of these 3. It's up to you. These 3 are equally good. Except these 3, there are more problems, less benefits with the another institutes.
और सर ऑनलाइन का कैसे रहता है? लाइक
ऑनलाइन बिल्कुल नहीं. ऑनलाइन तैयारी जो चल रहा है ना, ये मतलब अच्छा तो लगता है. ऑनलाइन में क्या है तुम ही बताओ. अनअकैडमी है और तो कुछ नहीं है.
यस सर, मतलब वही मतलब अनअकैडमी मतलब हर जगह उन्हीं की ऐड आती रहती है सर यूट्यूब
हाँ,
पे.
तो बस मैं किसी पे कमेंट नहीं करूंगा. आई एम नॉट हियर टू मेक एनी काइंड ऑफ कमेंट, बट जस्ट आई विल से आईएएस की तैयारी ऑनलाइन नहीं हो सकती है. आईएएस की तैयारी एनालिटिकल तैयारी है. ठीक है, या तो खुद कर लो, मत ज्वाइन करो कोचिंग, या फिर कोई ऑफलाइन कोचिंग करो. कोविड की मजबूरी अलग है.
यस सर, थैंक यू सर.
So one of the students also asked this thing, that whether he should go for group studies or he should do self-study only. Which one is better while preparing?
Self-study है.
Self-study or group study?
अच्छा, ग्रुप स्टडी. तो भाई ग्रुप तो तुम्हारे ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ना, ग्रुप कैसा है तुम्हारा. ठीक है, ग्रुप इज डिवास्टेटिंग आल्सो एंड गुड ग्रुप इज मतलब encouraging also. So it depends upon the group. But even after that, I will say, first self-study, no group. Meet with your group once in a week. Group का मतलब ये नहीं है कि शाम में बैठ गए और ग्रुप में चल रही हैं बातें. वरना क्या होगा कि you will start talking about poverty again. Someone will start talking about anything and it will waste your time. रोज रोज ग्रुप मीटिंग नहीं होती है. वीक में एक बार ग्रुप मीटिंग करो और सीरियस स्टूडेंट्स के साथ करो. So I will say yes.
Anyone else wants to ask any question?
Yes sir. Hello sir.
I'm here.
सर मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि सर जैसे अपन इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से हैं तो अपनी ऑब्जेक्टिव अप्रोच बढ़िया है और आईएएस मेंस में सब्जेक्टिव चाहिए होता है, तो थोड़ी डिफिकल्टी आएगी है सर?
बिल्कुल नहीं आएगी. ऐसा क्यों सोचते हो? मतलब मैं भी सोचता था. इंजीनियर ऐसा क्यों सोचते हैं कि ये बड़े ऑब्जेक्टिव में बड़े अच्छे होते हैं और सब्जेक्टिव में बड़े. अब अगर ऑब्जेक्टिव में सब इंजीनियर अच्छे होते तो सारे इंजीनियर ही प्रीलिम्स निकालते, लेकिन ऐसा होता नहीं है ना. और अगर सब्जेक्टिव में इंजीनियर इतने बुरे होते तो सारे ह्यूमैनिटीज वाले सब्जेक्टिव निकालते, पर ऐसा नहीं होता. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. ये सारा स्टीरियोटाइपिंग है. तुम भी अच्छे से लिख सकते हो, बशर्ते कि तुम्हें काम करना पड़ेगा अपने ऊपर. ठीक है, तुम में से कुछ जैसे इतने लड़के हैं ना, इसी में से कुछ डिबेट करते होंगे. जैसे जिसने मुझे कांटेक्ट किया था, तो उसका एक अप्रोच अपना अलग है, वो लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज है. जैसे अनुष्का इज होस्टिंग, तो शी हैज ए वेरी डिफरेंट क्वालिटी. तो समवन हैव अ डिफरेंट क्वालिटीज टू राइट. कुछ कवि होंगे इसमें, कुछ शायर होंगे. हर इंसान का अपना क्वालिटी. तो सब्जेक्टिविटी आपको सीखना पड़ेगा. अगर आप में अंदर नहीं है तो, पर आप सीख जाओगे, इसकी गारंटी है.
हेलो सर.
Yes.
मैं क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता हूं सर?
बिल्कुल पूछ सकते हैं, पूछिए.
सर अभी आपने ऑप्शनल्स में इंजीनियरिंग सब्जेक्ट्स को लेने के लिए एक चीज कही थी कि इफ यू आर वेरी गुड, और वो भी नहीं, आपने कहा था कि अगर आप एक्सीलेंट हैं तभी वो लें. बट एक चीज ये है कि सर मतलब इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग योर प्रिपरेशन इन 3rd ईयर और 4th ईयर, और तब आप सोचे कि मैं अपना इंजीनियरिंग ऑप्शनल ले लूं, तब उसके लिए आपको फिर से तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी. मतलब वो तो है, बट अगर हम, आपने जैसे कहा कि एक्सीलेंट ही बनना है, तो व्हाई नॉट टू, जैसे मैंने सोचा कि मैं आईईएस मास्टर का जो पैकेज होता है वहां से मैं 2nd ईयर से ही मैंने मेरे जो इंजीनियरिंग ऑप्शनल के कोर्सेज हैं उसको मैं अभी प्रिपेयर कर रहा हूँ. तो मतलब मैं वुड आई बी ऑन दैट लेवल की, मतलब मैं खुद कर पाऊंगा?
श्योर. देखो, इंसान का कॉन्फिडेंस इस एग्जाम को निकालता है. बस मैं तो यही जानता हूँ. कॉन्फिडेंस एंड हार्ड वर्क. इंटेलिजेंट का कोई जगह नहीं है आईएएस में. इंटेलिजेंट चाहिए भी नहीं. एक इंटेलिजेंट ऑफिसर नहीं चाहिए सरकार को, हार्ड वर्किंग ऑफिसर चाहिए सरकार को, ठीक है, और चीजों को बैलेंस करने वाला आदमी चाहिए। तो तुम सेकंड ईयर से बैलेंस कर रहे हो कि हाँ मैं ये करूंगा, मैं इसमें अच्छा करूंगा, तो ऑब्वियसली कॉन्फिडेंस से करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। मैं तो ये बोला ही नहीं कि मत करो। आईएएस दे रहे हो तो ऑब्वियसली तुम्हारा कमांड होगा, तो करो ना उसको प्लीज, अच्छा है वो।
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank you.
so regarding the personality interview which takes place, so what would you recommend us? Like how should we prepare for that?
Anushka, I can tell anything on the personality interview, but in any session or in any conference, someone asks me about this question, then I better go for recusal. There is a reason for this, that I have been in the personality test 4 times, but I have not cleared it. So I usually find that I am not suitable to comment on that. I know that what was my fault and everything I know, but even after that, I think that I should not guide the students in a wrong direction, because I have not cleared it. Okay, so I will say better to ask question on the mains and the prelims examination, because personality is a very different trait which comes with the time, and what they are thinking or what they are looking for, it is very difficult to say for me. ठीक है, तो मैं तो हम्बली यही कहूंगा कि इस सवाल का जवाब मैं जानता हूं पर देना नहीं चाहता हूं, क्योंकि जब मैं ही क्लियर नहीं किया हूं पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट तो कैसे बोलूं। मेंस में पूछो, 4 बार दिया हूं इंटरव्यू, तो मेंस के बारे में जो भी पूछो बताऊंगा और कॉन्फिडेंटली बताऊंगा। I hope you are understanding my point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got your point. So, one student asked that, as you mentioned, start with NCRTs. Does it mean properly doing it by making notes or just giving it a reading to have a base?
No, just read. Read thrice. Read it thrice. Make your note whenever you are reading it 4th times. 3 बार पढ़ो, याद करो, रटो, उसके बाद चौथी बार छोटा पॉइंट बना लो जो तुम भूलते हो बार बार, फिर उसको रिवाइज करो।
Okay, sir. And then, sir, how to improve writing? Any daily practice for someone who has not started preparing yet?
No. First of all, 1 साल तैयारी. Once you have a content, then invest 1,000 or 2,000 rupees per month. Go for daily answer writing. But don't join daily answer writing from the very first day. If you have no content, then you cannot write anything and you will waste your money.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sure. Ask.
Sir, I am from medical background and I'm preparing since last 2 years. And right now with my clinical posting, I'm facing difficulty in doing revisions.
Okay.
So while practicing answers also, I don't feel my answers are up to mark. So should I join some mock series?
I will suggest yes. You should join any daily answer writing if you can manage. Try to write 1 answer on a daily basis. Because you have very hectic schedule, because you are from the medical background. So it is better to have one mentor who can guide you.
And sir, from which institute like I should apply for mock series?
For mock series, I will say you can make a call to Forum IAS or Sankar IAS. Okay. Forum IAS or Sankar IAS, and ask to them that whether they have the daily answer writing practice or not. Or if they don't have daily answer writing practice, then you may contact. You can contact me also. Then I will give you one number of IAS Express that is being run by retired civil servant, and then I will tell them to guide you that how to write the answer. Okay.
All right, sir. And sir,
You
can you
also
please
will have
guide me for how I should prepare for CSAT?
CSAT.
Yes, sir.
Okay, CSAT में weak हो तुम्हें ऐसा लगता है?
Yes, sir. I feel like maths वाला part weak है थोड़ा.
Maths वाला part weak है, ठीक है. Maths वाला part अगर weak है तो अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम है तो अरिहंत पब्लिकेशन का बुक खरीद के प्रैक्टिस कर लो, और अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम नहीं है तो सीसैट का कोर्स से तुम अमित गर्ग का ज्वाइन कर सकती हो।
ओके सर।
वो 4-5 हजार का कोर्स होगा मेरे ख्याल से, उनका ज्वाइन
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
हेलो सर।
यस हेलो
सर मुझे ना ये पूछना था कि लाइक देयर इज दिस सब्जेक्टिविटी अराउंड ह्यूमैनिटीज ऑप्शनल, राइट? मैं सोच रहा था लाइक मैथमेटिक्स लेने की, बिकॉज मेरा मैथ्स मुझे लगता है कि ठीक ठीक है, तो बट उसमें पॉइंट ये है कि मतलब ह्यूमैनिटीज भी सॉर्ट ऑफ अच्छे लगते हैं ना, तो मुझे ये था कि लाइक लोग कहते हैं लाइक सब्जेक्टिव मार्किंग होती है, तो लाइक आपने एज अ टीचर देखा होगा, तो लाइक वो सच में सब्जेक्टिव होती है, कितनी सब्जेक्टिव होती है, और लाइक कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं लोग अपने सॉर्ट ऑफ फेलियर को छुपाने के लिए कह देते हो कि उसमें सब्जेक्टिव हो रही है, बट एक्चुअली वो सॉर्ट ऑफ ठीक ही कर रहे हैं मार्किंग?
देखो, थोड़ी सब्जेक्टिविटी होती है, लेकिन मैं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बोलता हूँ, अगर तुम अच्छा कमांड है तुम्हारा ह्यूमैनिटीज के ऊपर, तुम्हें नंबर मिलेंगे, ये तुम जानते हो। तो सब्जेक्टिविटी उन्हीं को मिलती है जो ये बोलते हैं, तो थोड़ी सच्चाई है, मतलब देखो ह्यूमैनिटीज में थोड़ी सच्चाई होती है कि सब्जेक्टिविटी है, पर लार्जली लोग अपने फेलियर्स को छिपाने के लिए ही बोलते हैं। मैं कहूँगा कि अगर तुम कोई भी सब्जेक्ट ले रहे हो, जैसे पॉलिटिकल साइंस या सोशियोलॉजी ले रहे हो, और अगर तुमने उसके क्रक्स को पकड़ लिया और वो तुम्हें टीचर बताएगा, क्योंकि देखो ऑप्शनल की कोचिंग सबको करनी है, मैं पहले ही बता दे रहा हूँ, ऑप्शनल बिना कोचिंग का नहीं होगा, ऑप्शनल की कोचिंग सबको करनी है, ठीक है? तो ऑप्शनल में जो भी टीचर तुम्हें पढ़ाएगा, मतलब वो तुम मुझसे कॉन्टेक्ट कर सकते हो बाद में कभी भी कि ये मैं लेना चाहता हूँ, तो इसके लिए बेस्ट टीचर कौन से होंगे, तो देन आई विल सजेस्ट यू। तो वहां पर वो टीचर तुम्हें बताएगा कि यूपीएससी क्या डिमांड करती है, क्योंकि उसको एक्सपीरियंस है बच्चों का, तो उसका चिंता मत करो, वो हो जाता है, वो सब्जेक्टिविटी है, पर यू कैन मैनेज इट।
हेलो सर।
यस
सर जो साइंस ऑप्शनल है, जैसे फिजिक्स हो गया, रीसेंट ट्रेंड्स में देखा गया है उसमें काफी ज्यादा स्कोरिंग हो रही है, और टॉप 100 में भी काफी ज्यादा फिजिक्स ऑप्शनल से मैंने जैसे लास्ट ईयर प्रतिभा मैम ही थे, प्रतिभा वर्मा मैम, तो टॉप 10 टॉप 100 में काफी ज्यादा उसका स्कोर हो रहा है।
काफी
तो
ज्यादा मत बोलो, बोलो कि हाँ अभी फिजिक्स के लोग आने लगे हैं,
जी
काफी
जी
ज्यादा
सर,
नहीं है, कम है।
जी सर। तो उसके बारे में अगर आप कुछ बता सकते हैं।
देखो मैं कहूंगा कि देखो, मैं हमेशा ये कहता हूँ, ऑप्शनल तुम्हें वही लेना चाहिए जिसमें तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट है। ये मत देखो कि काफी स्कोरिंग होता है तो ले लेते हैं, काफी स्कोरिंग प्रतिभा का हो गया, तुम्हारा होगा कि नहीं ये नहीं पता है। हो सकता है तुम बहुत अच्छी हो केमिस्ट्री में, हो सकता है तुम बहुत अच्छी हो सोशियोलॉजी में, जो तुमको पता ही नहीं है अभी, ये भी तो हो सकता है। तो कुछ लोगों का अच्छा होता है, उससे ऑप्शनल डिसाइड नहीं होता है, ऑप्शनल डिसाइड आपके इंटरेस्ट से होता है कि आपका कितना इंटरेस्ट है। मैं तो कहूंगा कि अगर तुम्हें बहुत अच्छा लगता है फिजिक्स, और तुम्हें लगता है कि मैं तो फिजिक्स की मास्टर हूँ, मतलब ऐसा फील होता है अंदर से, मतलब आई एम नॉट मेकिंग एनी कमेंट, अगर इफ यू रियली फील देन गो फॉर दैट, बट इफ यू फील कि नहीं ओके ओके है, देन आई विल से नो। कुछ लोगों को मत देखो, कुछ वो लोग बहुत अच्छे होंगे फिजिक्स में, तुम किसी और चीज में बहुत अच्छा होगी, किसी और सब्जेक्ट में अच्छा होगी, अपना इंटरेस्ट देखिए।
हेलो सर। सर आपने आंसर राइटिंग प्रोग्राम मेंशन किया था बीच में, लाइक आप उसको थोड़ा इलेबोरेट कर सकते हैं, लाइक दिल्ली में रह के पूरी कोचिंग नहीं, लाइक 2 मंथ्स के लिए 2-3 मंथ्स के लिए चेक जो होता है।
बिल्कुल, जैसे आई थिंक दैट यू डोंट वांट टू कम टू दिल्ली, दैट्स फाइन। सो 2 मंथ्स के लिए भी नहीं, मत आओ दिल्ली, आओ ही मत, मैं कह रहा हूँ। किसी भी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट को अगर आप ज्वाइन करोगे, तो आप घर से आंसर लिख के अपलोड करोगे, वो चेक होगा, और आपको वो जूम पे या फिर जो भी है, मतलब जैसे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट पे उससे कांटेक्ट करके आपको फीडबैक दे देंगे। तो दिल्ली आने की जरूरत बहुत ज्यादा है नहीं, अगर आती हो तो वेल एंड गुड, यहाँ हो सकता है कुछ अच्छा पीयर ग्रुप मिल जाए तुम्हें, जो तुम्हें हेल्प मिले, वो अलग चीज है। पर तुम सोचो कि मैं आके 2 महीना दिल्ली आंसर राइटिंग करके घर चली जाऊं, तो वो मैं कहता हूँ तो घर से भी हो सकता है, कोई जरूरत नहीं आने की।
So Divyang Tyagi is asking that what are the mistakes that most of the aspirants commit during the preparation that we need to be cautious about?
First, inconsistency. Second, not understanding what UPSC demands. Third, living in their own world. यही 3 चीज, इन 3 चीज को अवॉइड कर दो, सक्सेस मिलेगा ही मिलेगा। और उसमें सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट मैंने कंसिस्टेंसी बोला है। इंजीनियर के साथ सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, आज 12 घंटे पढ़ते हैं, कल 15 घंटे और परसों सो जाते हैं। ये नहीं करना है, रोज 7 घंटे पढ़ो बस। कंसिस्टेंसी इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड नो नीड टू फॉलो ब्लाइंडली एनी सक्सेसफुल कैंडिडेट्स, बिकॉज मतलब मेरे तो बहुत सारे फ्रेंड हैं 2016, 17, 18 में जो सक्सेसफुल हैं, ठीक है। तो वी यूजुअली टॉक ऑन फोन कि व्हाई यू आर, मतलब मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि व्हाई यू आर टेलिंग लाइक दिस, यू हैव नॉट डन दिस व्हेनेवर वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग टुगेदर। उनके चक्कर में मत रहो, कुछ जेन्युइन बातें करते हैं तो तुम इतने समझदार तो हो कि तुम समझ सकते हो कि व्हाट इज जेन्युइनिटी इन देयर व्हाटएवर दे आर डिलीवरिंग। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सब सारे टॉपर जो बोलते हैं वो सच ही बोलते हैं। कुछ जेन्युइन टॉपर्स हैं, उनकी बात मानो। जैसे वो है, क्या नाम है, मैं उसको मतलब पर्सनली मैं नहीं जानता हूँ उसको, रैंक 1 दुरु सेट्टी, ही इज अ वेरी जेन्युइन गाय, ओके, वो सही बताता है। और फिर वो है अक्षत जैन, ही इज ऑल्सो, मतलब वो भी अच्छा बताता है। भाई बहुत तो ऐसे ही हैं जो बता रहे हैं, लोग फॉलो करते हैं।
Sir, I have this personal doubt. Like when I was watching a few YouTube videos about UPSC preparation, so there was this one topper, AIR 5. So she said that whenever you are reading a newspaper, like if you find something about biodiversity, look it up on net, then whatever you find, start reading that, and so, like creating a web. So I found that to be quite like not to be followed. So what is your opinion about
Yes,
how
yes.
you should approach a newspaper?
My opinion is also like you, because what will happen that if you are reading biodiversity and surfing it, then entire day you are reading only biodiversity, and when in the evening when you will think of that what I have done, then you will feel depressed कि आज क्या हुआ, बायोडाइवर्सिटी हुआ, वो भी पूरा नहीं हुआ। तो ये नहीं है सही। बायोडाइवर्सिटी हुआ, whatever the current magazine you have, whatever the basic book you have to read along with the current affairs, वही important है।
Hello sir, good afternoon.
हाँ, good afternoon.
Sir, as you said that you have reached to the interview 4 times, but you have not cleared that. So I request you to please share that loophole so that we will also look
Okay.
into that and learn from that.
Okay, Abhishek, I think your name is Abhishek. Okay. So,
Yes.
loopholes, I will say, Abhishek, that I have no any hesitation to say, but the loophole was in my personality, I think. Okay. Because I never got more than 150 in personality test. Or therefore, I humbly requested Anushka not to ask that question. Okay. Because I never got more than 150 in personality test. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं बुरा इंसान हूं, पर जो पर्सनालिटी यूपीएससी को चाहिए होगी वो शायद मेरे अंदर नहीं थी। ठीक है, मेंस में ऑलवेज आई क्लियर्ड मोर देन मार्जिन ऑफ मोर देन 50 मार्क्स, सो देयर वाज नो एनी फॉल्ट ऑन दैट पार्ट। और यस, पर्सनालिटी में कुछ फॉल्ट थी, तो वो मैं अभी भी नहीं बता सकता हूँ कि क्या फॉल्ट थी। तो मेंस में देयर वाज नो एनी फॉल्ट इन मी।
Okay, sorry to ask sir.
नहीं, sorry to ask me यार,
But
healthy
as you said that you know that why you have not
this
cleared
is
that.
healthy
So I
conversation.
just asked.
No need to feel sorry.
Yeah, hello sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, person.
Yes sir, one of the reasons that you said were one of the common mistakes that not understanding what UPSC demands.
Yes.
So if someone is doing self-study, so how can he find out or realize that he's not doing some things which UPSC demands?
Therefore, Pratap, I said that after reading 5 or 6 months, you should join answer writing course. Then someone will tell you that you are on the track or not. Therefore, I told this. Self-study doesn't mean कि घर में बंद हो जाओगे, निकलोगे ही नहीं। सेल्फ स्टडी का मतलब हुआ कि 4-5 महीने खुद से आपने पढ़ा, कोचिंग नहीं करा, पर आंसर राइटिंग मॉड्यूल में किसी टीचर, किसी अच्छे मेंटर, किसी अच्छे सीनियर्स जो बेचारे अनफॉर्चुनेटली हो नहीं पाया पर इंटरव्यू बहुत बार दिए हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली ही हैज एन एक्सपीरियंस, उनका हेल्प लो आंसर राइटिंग में. दिस यू कैन डू, यू शुड डू, सर, यू शुड डू.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
सर आप न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग के बारे में बता सकते हैं, लाइक उसमें नोट्स भी बनाना होता है या फिर कैसे पढ़ना होता है न्यूज़पेपर को?
तो फॉर दैट, मतलब ये सवाल मेरे से हर कोई पूछता ही है हर जगह, तो मैं वही कहता हूँ कि एक बार बताना उतना इजी नहीं है. मैं बता तो दूंगा, तुम्हें समझने में दिक्कत होगी, तो ऐसा करो कि शायद ये चैट बॉक्स मेरा ओपन नहीं है, मैं आई कैन नॉट राइट एनीथिंग इन द चैट बॉक्स, आई थिंक, अनुष्का. ओके, no issue. So you can just look into the Telegram channel, that how I am analyzing the thing, how I am reading the things. For example, okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just opening my and just sharing one article with you. For example, there was one news today in the Hindu newspaper, a digital surveillance system for the future. There was one news in the Hindu. Okay, so when I started analyzing that, then I said, what is the meaning of digital surveillance system? What is the benefit of digital surveillance system at the time of pandemic, at the time of cholera, at the time of smallpox, at the time of Nipah virus? Then what is the government steps for the digital surveillance? Then there is one scheme, that is the integrated digital surveillance project. Then I analyze that what is in the project. Then I analyze that what is the issue with the project. And then I said, what should be the suggestion? So in this way, I have completed the entire digital surveillance system, that is the article in the Hindu newspaper. So you will also have to read like this. So if you can do on your own, then it's very good. I will say it's very good. But if you find problem, then you can look into the analysis done by any teacher. But do it for free. पैसा नहीं देना है किसी को इन छोटे से चीजों के लिए. ठीक है? It can be easily manageable. And I understand you all are students. You should try to maximize your benefits by using the teachers. Okay, that is the main motto of the students, and it should be.
Sir, we are having some problems with the chat. So can you please send the links or messages to Anjali? She contacted you, and then we'll forward your links and all to all the students.
Okay. I will send to her. Okay.
We'll be taking.
You can just find on the Telegram. It is Saurabh Quality, but I have sent it to.
Okay, sir. So we'll be taking just one more question,
Yes.
and then we'll be closing the session. So anybody who wants to ask a question.
सर मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ. तो
Ask the question.
सर
Yes.
कि एक तो मीडियम के बारे में पूछना चाहता हूँ कि मीडियम जो है वो कौन सा लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि लिखने में मान लो इंग्लिश उतना अच्छा नहीं. मीडियम सर.
हाँ बताओ.
मीडियम ऑफ एग्जाम सर.
हाँ, मीडियम ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन. मोहित. ओके, देखो यार,
तक मैंने हिंदी मीडियम से था, बट इंग्लिश मान लो उतना अच्छा ना हो पाए, तो फिर हिंदी में ही जाना चाहिए, फिर इंग्लिश को इम्प्रूव करके इंग्लिश में जाना चाहिए.
देखो, अगर पर्सनली तुम मुझसे पूछो और एज ए टीचर मुझे आंसर देना पड़े, तब तो मैं बोल दूंगा कि जिसमें तुम कंफर्टेबल हो वो काम करो. बट अगर एज ए सीनियर मुझे तुम्हें जवाब देना पड़े, मतलब मान लो कि मैं तुम्हारा सीनियर हूँ कॉलेज, तो मैं कहूँगा कि इंग्लिश में करो, ट्राई करो, क्योंकि तुम IIT से पढ़ रहे हो. इंग्लिश इतना कमजोर नहीं होगा, थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है इंसान का, हाँ, पर ट्राई टू डू इन इंग्लिश प्लीज, क्योंकि ये भी एक मिथ है पर ये सच्चाई भी है. अगर तुम देखो पूरा PDF खोल के, तो हिंदी वालों का बहुत ही कम सिलेक्शन है.
सर हाँ सर, इसी वजह से.
हाँ, तो मैंने बता दिया, एज ए टीचर मैं बोल दूंगा कि तुम अपना कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से लो, बट एज ए सीनियर बोलूंगा कि ट्राई टू डू इन इंग्लिश, क्योंकि इंग्लिश में यार मटेरियल बहुत अवेलेबल है.
सर एक डाउट है सर. सर जैसे अगर सर कोई मैथमेटिक्स को ऑप्शनल लेता है सर, और अभी जैसे 3rd ईयर में और GS भी चालू नहीं हुआ है, तो किस टाइप से तैयारी स्टार्ट करना चाहिए सर?
कैसे तैयारी स्टार्ट करना चाहिए?
यस सर, क्योंकि मैथ का सर बहुत बड़ा सिलेबस है, वास्ट सिलेबस है, तो किस टाइप से तैयारी स्टार्ट करना चाहिए?
अच्छा, देखो दिन में मतलब जैसे अभी तो तुम कॉलेज में हो ना, कौन से ईयर में हो तुम?
थर्ड ईयर में सर।
थर्ड ईयर। देखो तुम्हारे पास ज्यादा टाइम होता नहीं होगा, ठीक है। तो वैसे मैं कहता हूँ कि दिन में 4 घंटा ऑप्शनल पढ़ना चाहिए और 4 घंटा जीएस पढ़ना चाहिए, पर 8 घंटा तो तुम्हारे पास होगा ही नहीं, ठीक है। तो तुम ऐसा करो कि एक दिन मैथ्स पढ़ो, एक दिन जीएस पढ़ो, ऐसे करो अभी।
यस सर।
ठीक है। वैसे हाफ आवर ऑप्शनल को देना चाहिए, हाफ ऑफ द टाइम, और हाफ ऑफ द टाइम जीएस।
थैंक यू।
Anyone else wants to ask some questions?
सर हमको यूपीएससी के साथ साथ पीसीएस को भी देखना चाहिए क्या? लाइक जिस स्टेट से बिलोंग करते हैं उसका पीसीएस को भी साथ में लेके चलना चाहिए, फिर उसको साइड में बाद में?
तुम्हारी उम्र ही क्या है, इतना परेशान, इतना जल्दी विचलित ना हो। 2-3 बार यूपीएससी दे दो, फिर पीसीएस देना, ठीक है।
ओके
सर। दो बार में यूपीएससी में सक्सेस ना मिले तो एक बार पीसीएस दे देना, ठीक है। और अभी ये फायदा हो गया है कि पीसीएस का भी सिलेबस यूपीएससी की तरह है, तो दे सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है वैसी। हाँ, पर मैनेज नहीं कर पाओगे, मुझे पता है।
सर आपने कहा कि ऑप्शनल लेने में उसमें लो कि जिसमें इंटरेस्ट हो, और इंटरेस्ट का कैसे पता चलेगा?
इंटरेस्ट के लिए मैंने तुम्हें बताया कि जैसे 4 सब्जेक्ट है, मान लो जो मैंने बताया, तो पॉल साइंस अगर तुमने उसमें ले लिया तो पॉल साइंस का थोड़ा सा 1-2 चैप्टर पढ़ लो। अगर मान लो पॉल साइंस में मजा, मतलब तुम्हें इंटरेस्ट है कि नहीं, तो कुछ ना पढ़ो, तो डेमोक्रेटिक पॉलिटिक्स एनसीईआरटी की उठा के पढ़ लो, थ्योरी पढ़ लो, लिबर्टी।
जैसे हम 11th-12th में थे तब हमें फिजिक्स और मैथ दोनों में इंटरेस्ट था। अब हम इंजीनियरिंग में आए, सिविल में इंटरेस्ट है। अब सिविल में सब्जेक्ट जो है उसमें फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स ज्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है। फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स के हटके हिस्ट्री पढ़ना चालू कर दिया तो उसमें इंटरेस्ट बन रहा है।
देखिए तुमसे बढ़िया तो इंसान ही नहीं है कोई, इतना ज्यादा तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट वेरी करता है, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है।
जगह जगह बन रहा है पर एक पर्टिकुलर जगह टिक नहीं रहा है।
देखो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, तुम्हारी अच्छी क्वालिटी है। तो अब तुम ये देखो कि जो चीज पढ़ने में तुम्हें इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है और उससे तुम्हें फायदा भी हो रहा है, तो तुम उस चीज में चले जाओ। जैसे हिस्ट्री मान लो तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि अरे हिस्ट्री से तो मतलब बहुत ज्यादा जुड़ गया हूँ मैं, तो हिस्ट्री ले लो ना ऑप्शनल, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। हिस्ट्री भी एक अच्छा ऑप्शनल है। तो इंटरेस्ट तो तुम्हारे में क्वालिटी है कि जो तुम पढ़, जैसे मेरे में भी यही है कि मेरे साथ ऐसा कोई बाउंडेशन नहीं है कि मुझे ये पसंद नहीं, ये पसंद है, जो मिलता है मेरे को उसमें इंटरेस्ट आ जाता है पढ़ने में। ये तो अच्छी बात है। ये तुम्हें खुद ही फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा कि ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट किस में आ रहा है। तो ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट अगर तुमको सब में आ रहा है तो फिर देखो कि ज्यादा मार्क्स किस में आता है, वो ले लो।
ओके। और सर प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कैसे करनी है? एग्जैक्ट
क्या
पढ़ाई तो सब करते हैं, पर ठीक से पढ़ाई कैसे करते हैं?
ठीक से पढ़ाई ऐसे होता है कि आपको जो मैंने बताया वो आप रोज फॉलो कर रहे हैं। पढ़ते तो सब है, मैंने अभी क्या बोला था, पढ़ते आज 8 घंटा है, कल 4 घंटा है, परसों 15 घंटा है, ये पढ़ाई नहीं है। ठीक से पढ़ना मतलब होता है कि बेसिक बुक्स आप पढ़ रहे हो और रोज पढ़ रहे हो, ठीक से पढ़ना इसको कहते हैं। और बेसिक के बाद जब आप एडवांस बुक पढ़ रहे हो तो एडवांस्ड बुक को भी आप अगर कंसिस्टेंटली पढ़ रहे हो तो इसको ही अच्छा कहते हैं कि अच्छा पढ़ाई हो रहा है। ठीक है,
थैंक यू।
We'll be taking the last question, which is it necessary to read all the NCERTs from 6th to 12th standard, or we can go for some selective NCERT because most of the content repeats in 11th and 12th?
Yes, this is a very good and pertinent question. So for quality, read only Indian Constitution at Work class 11th book. For history, read class 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. For geography, read class 6, 7, 11, 12. Clear? और कोई एनसीईआरटी नहीं पढ़नी है।
And then, so one more question: when is it the right time to start with optional if someone is having 2 years of preparation?
In the last year, first year GS, second year optional.
Sir, did you ask something or sir, did you ask something because your voice wasn't clear?
Okay, sorry. I told you that if you have the 2 years of preparation, then for the first year go for the preparation of GS. In the second year, go for the preparation of optional plus GS.
Okay, sir. So it was wonderful interacting with you, and thank you so much for taking out time and guiding us all. I'm sure all the aspirants have gained a lot through this experience, and we thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot to all of you joining the session, and all the best for your future. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.